You guys have had a lot of celebrations lately. I know you don't want to make it just about you, but what was that moment? I assume there was a nice moment in the locker room too to celebrate you become the all-time franchise leader in victories.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Maybe being awarded the game ball by the Attles family. It was really beautiful. To sort of be honored by their presence, and obviously Al Attles is Mr. Warrior forever, and the record. It's kind of surreal to even think that this could happen, but as I said earlier, it's a reflection of our organizational strength and stability and the talent level over the last 11 years since I've been here. So I'm incredibly lucky to be part of this organization and part of this city, and very humbled by the honor because of Al's greatness and what he means to the franchise. But yeah, I will definitely enjoy the evening and the memory and being with his family especially.
How much did it mean to you to see Phil Jackson flash up on the Jumbotron?
That was pretty cool. Phil, one of my mentors, the basketball education and coaching education I received from him and Tex Winter, I think about them literally every day. We do drill work and practice that we've been doing for 11 years that goes straight back to my days in Chicago. Our offense, a lot of it is based on the triangle. Watching Phil over the years, handle players and the relationships he built with them, pretty special to see him, offer those congratulations. That was very moving for me.
97-94 final. You win a game, only scoring 97 points. Just what worked so well defensively tonight?
Well, we just played hard, and in the end, we had 11 turnovers. 2 of them were, I think, shot clock violations, so really 9. So we only gave up 8 points off of turnovers. We scored 19 off of theirs. That's the game, really. In a game where, we really struggled to shoot, and they struggled to shoot in the second half. It was just one of those possession games. That's where Jimmy comes into play, I think. It wasn't his best game, but you look at the stat sheet, he's, 7 assists, 1 turnover. Every possession becomes a grind for the opponent because they're just not going to get anything easy off of a mistake or a turnover or a bad shot. And that's the impact that Jimmy can make, not to mention the fact that he's so good defensively in the half court and switching and being in position. So a lot of guys made big plays. I thought Moses' layup was a big one. Draymond knocking down the 2 free throws and then the layup after that. Just really impressive watching our guys close out a total rock fight by just being solid.
Steve, I got 2 questions for you. One, who's your favorite assistant coach of all time?
Favorite assistant coach of all time?
Yeah.
That's like asking who your favorite kid
absolutely.
is. And you
I have an answer, by the way.
You have an answer?
I know my favorite kid, absolutely.
Okay, so do I, but I'm not telling you. Who's your favorite assistant coach of mine?
My favorite assistant coach? No, I have a favorite child, but I only have one, so it's easy.
Okay, that's fair.
My favorite assistant coach is going to be Draymond Green. How about that?
He's the head coach. So.
Where does this team rank athletically? Just explosion, physicality. It feels like you have a lot of that. Length, physicality, explosion. Is this probably the most athletic you've been?
I haven't, sat down and thought about all 11 teams that I've coached, but it is a very athletic team when you think of, Gary on the ball, Jimmy, J.K., Draymond. Draymond's a very athletic player, maybe not in the traditional sense of, leaping ability, but in terms of the way he guards, the pace at which he plays, you feel his athleticism. So we got a great roster, we really do, and I give Mike Dunleavy a lot of credit for putting this thing together over the last year, painstakingly, one step at a time. But think about him drafting BP and Quentin, in these last two drafts, the impact those guys are making, the trade for Jimmy, just the development of our young guys, seeing Moses, JK come along is very gratifying. And this stuff doesn't happen overnight, but that's why I mentioned the organizational stability and strength. I just think that, over time, this group, who I work for and have worked for in the past, they've continually made great decisions to build really good rosters.
Steve, you found different ways to win during this streak, and you just talked about winning a rock fight. Are you eager to see how your team stacks up in this little 3-game stretch against the Knicks, and then you got a daunting back-to-back with
Yeah,
Milwaukee?
yeah. I mean, we're on a good run, but we know exactly what's happening. I mean, nobody else is losing, behind us, and so we've got to keep fighting and keep winning, and we can't stop and look around. We just got to continue to improve, and we'll see what happens in the end. But we know everybody's playing well, and the West is just loaded.
How integral has Moses been just in this run with him solidifying himself in this role?
Well, it's been huge. I thought, that layup was the shot of the game, when he snuck around the defense. But it's his defense. He's really taken on the role of guarding the opponent's best player or, point guard, ball handler. He's done it night after night. He's embraced it. I think one of the reasons we felt so strongly about, locking up Moses this past fall was just the character piece, how hard he plays, what a great human being he is, and then you look at the length and the shooting ability. I mean, he's clearly a guy who can have a long career in this league. But I admire him so much because of his fortitude, his resilience over the years. It's not easy being a young player coming to a great team and trying to find your way. And he's a metronome. He's like a young loon. He just puts in the work every day. Total pro.
Steve, it took me a while. I found the photo I took of you when you dressed up like Al in October 2017. You just called this a surreal moment. Is it because it's Al, someone who gave 60 years to this franchise? Is it because you've been doing it 11 seasons after a career change to come to coaching, or is it just a little bit of all of that?
I mean, honestly, what I just thought about just now as you said that is, growing up in LA in high school, as a Laker fan, and hearing Chick Hearn, talk about Al Attles on the sidelines, like that was, watching him on TV, watching their championship, in '75. I mean, he was an iconic NBA figure, and so I didn't even think I could ever coach in the NBA, and so when you sort of put it all together and then end up here and then passing this icon, it makes no sense. So I'm very, very blessed to live the life that I do and to have been on this path with so many wonderful people.
You admire his style too, the style that he brought. I mean,
He looked way better in the leisure suit than I did, that's for sure, yeah.
What has been the most surprising positive Jimmy has brought as a team defender?
Most surprising?
Yeah.
I'm not sure anything has really surprised me about Jimmy. I mean, he's 35. He's been a great player in this league. He's, there's a reason, Miami made 2 finals with him, with really as underdogs. It was, Jimmy leading the way and a great organization, great coaches and leadership. And, we saw all that. I don't think we could have imagined this kind of impact where, we've won, 12 out of 13 out of 14 with him since he got here.
I think 14 out of 15.
Yeah, 14 out of 15.
Yeah,
so we couldn't have imagined this, but we watched and we knew what a great player he was. So it's just been fun to see him integrate with the guys so easily.
Steve, a while back, you said the target was a 6 seed, which at the time seemed like a far kind of cry. You are the 6 seed. Obviously, you've got teams right on you, but can you allow yourself to say, okay, maybe 4, maybe get that high?
No question. I mean, we have to set our sights high. Division is still in play, potentially. You know, Lakers are 3 games ahead of us. We play them again. It's going to be tough, but if we keep plugging away, keep winning, you just don't know, how these things shake out. And we don't really talk about what seed we're looking at as a team. We're just focused on winning, and our guys are well aware that if we keep going, we can keep climbing.
Steve, you talked about Al and Phil that have like impact on your coaching career. Was there like a moment that you realized that I can coach an NBA team like this?
When did I realize that I could do this?
Yeah.
And, I guess my first year, when I looked out on the court and I saw the talent that we had, and I thought anybody could do this. So I was, no, honestly, I think after the first few weeks of that season, and things were really clicking, I realized I could, I could connect with these guys and hopefully, give them, some help when they needed help. But as I said, it's been a great collaboration over the years. So thank you.